She was overworked, 6 months pregnant, and seconds from collapsing, until a quiet stranger stood up. That stranger? Keanu Reeves. She almost lost her job, until Keanu Reeves stepped in and changed her life forever. Luxury restaurant in Los Angeles. It was a quiet Thursday afternoon in Beverly Hills. The weather was perfect, warm sun, cool breeze, the kind of day people spend outside sipping lattes and chasing dreams. Inside Celestia high-end luxury restaurant famous for its 5-star service and celebrity clientele, everything gleamed. From the polished marble floors to the gold-rimmed glasses, it was a palace of modern indulgence. But behind the shine, someone was struggling. Meet Maya, the pregnant server. Her name was Maya Gonzalez, 26, 6 months pregnant, and running on fumes. With swollen feet and an aching back, Maya carried 3 plates balanced on her forearms, forcing a smile through the exhaustion. She hadn't sat down for 6 hours. Her manager had told her, if you want fewer shifts, there are others who'd love your job. Maya needed the money. She was raising her baby alone. The father was gone, vanished when she told him about the pregnancy. Her family lived in Texas, and moving back wasn't an option. Los Angeles was expensive, unforgiving, and beautiful, all at once. Every tip mattered. Every shift was survival. But today was different. The unexpected guest walks in. At exactly 1:17 p.m., a man walked in quietly, no entourage, no spotlight. He wore a black beanie, a simple jacket, jeans, and a soft smile. It was Keanu Reeves. The host froze for a moment, unsure whether to treat him like royalty or like any other guest. But Keanu made it easy. "Hey, mind if I grab a table by the window?" he asked, polite and calm. Maya was the next server in line. "Table 7, Maya," the host whispered. "And be extra careful." Maya, barely keeping it together, adjusted her apron and took a deep breath. "I've got it," she said. The first interaction. Genuine kindness. Keanu smiled as she approached. "Hey, how are you today?" Most customers never asked her that. I'm good, thank you. Can I get you something to drink?" He paused, noticing her hand resting subtly on her lower back. "I'll start with water. But only if you promise to sit down after bringing it." Maya blinked. Was he joking? "I'm serious," he chuckled. "You look like you're carrying more than just plates." She laughed despite herself. 6 months, she said softly, patting her belly. "Congratulations," Keanu said, his eyes lighting up. "Boy or girl?" "Girl." "What's her name?" Maya hesitated. "I was thinking, Hope." Keanu's smile grew. "That's beautiful." Unseen kindness. Keanu's quiet observation. Throughout his meal, Keanu watched, not in a creepy way, but in a way that only someone truly empathetic could. He saw her taking orders from rude customers. He saw her manager snapping his fingers at her. He saw her pretend to be fine when she was clearly exhausted. He didn't say much, but when she refilled his glass, he asked, "Do you get breaks here?" Maya shook her head. "Not really. It's not the kind of place where they care." Keanu frowned. "That's not okay." "It's LA, she said, shrugging. "It's just how things are." He looked at her, deeply and seriously. "It shouldn't be." The turning point, a near fall. Just as Maya carried another tray of drinks to a private booth, she stumbled. One foot slipped. Her reflexes were slow. The tray tilted, and time seemed to slow down. But Keanu was already moving. In one swift motion, he reached her, grabbed her arm, and steadied her before she hit the floor. The tray crashed to the ground, but Maya was safe. Every head turned. Her manager stormed in. "Maya, that's a $300 bottle of—" "Don't," Keanu said sharply, stepping in front of her. The manager froze. "She's pregnant." She nearly fell. "And you're worried about a wine bottle." Keanu's tone wasn't angry, but firm. Authoritative. Like someone who'd spent his whole life staying quiet until it really mattered. "You should be ashamed," he added, looking the manager dead in the eye. The entire restaurant went silent. Private conversation. Keanu and Maya. Later, Keanu asked to speak to Maya outside. She was nervous. Was she about to lose her job? But Keanu handed her a napkin, folded neatly. Inside it was a check, for $20,000. She gasped. "I can't take this," she said, eyes wide. "You can," Keanu replied. "And you will. It's not charity, it's a gift from one parent to another. A vote of confidence. You're doing something incredibly hard, and incredibly brave." Maya started to cry. "Take a break," he said softly. "Spend time preparing for hope. You shouldn't have to do this alone." "But why?" she asked. "Why are you doing this?" Keanu looked out toward the street. "When I was young, my mom worked 3 jobs. I barely saw her. She did it all for me. I couldn't help her then, but maybe I can help someone now." The aftermath. A life transformed. 2 weeks later, Maya quit the restaurant. She used the money to enroll in an online certification course in graphic design, something she'd always wanted to pursue but never had the time or funds for. 3 months later, she gave birth to a healthy baby girl, Hope. She sent Keanu a thank you letter, not expecting a reply. But a month later, a small box arrived at her door. Inside was a silver necklace with one word engraved. Hope. No note. No signature. But she knew exactly who it was from. Internet finds out. Viral moment. Maya never posted about the event. She wasn't chasing fame. But one of the guests at Celestia that day had recorded the moment Keanu defended her after the near fall. The video surfaced online weeks later and instantly went viral. This is what real men do. Keanu Reeves continues to be the most decent man in Hollywood. Protect this man at all costs. Millions watched. Thousands commented. But for Maya, it wasn't about the internet. It was about the day a stranger saw her pain and decided to act. When asked in an interview months later about the incident, Keanu simply smiled. "Sometimes," he said, "the smallest act of kindness can make the biggest difference. You don't have to be rich or famous to care, you just have to be human." He never mentioned Maya by name. Because real heroes don't do it for the spotlight. They do it because it's right. Keanu Reeves shows what real men do, helping pregnant women in need. Some people are born with fame. Others earn it through kindness. And every once in a while, someone reminds us what being a real man truly means. This is that story. Beverly Hills, California. Early afternoon. Tucked away on a quiet street in Beverly Hills stood Celestial Luxury Restaurant where celebrities dined, and elegance whispered from every crystal glass. But behind the shimmering chandeliers and perfectly plated meals, one woman was fighting her own silent battle. Her name was Maya Gonzalez. 26 years old, 6 months pregnant, and barely holding it together. She moved quickly from table to table, her black shoes a size too tight from the swelling in her feet. The restaurant expected grace. Maya was expected to be invisible, until she wasn't perfect. And today, she was far from perfect. But rent was due. Formula wasn't cheap. And she couldn't afford to lose this job. Introducing Maya, the struggling worker. Maya had been working double shifts for the past month. Since her boyfriend disappeared after hearing the word pregnant, she'd been alone. Her family lived in Texas, and though they offered to help, Maya refused to go back home as a failure. Los Angeles had always been her dream. But dreams fade when you're trying to survive. The luxury around her only made her life feel more fragile. Rich guests, fancy food, glittering watches, and her, with cracked phone screens and second-hand maternity jeans. Still, Maya showed up. Every day. No matter how tired. No matter how broken. 1:17 p.m. The man who walked in quietly. At 1:17 p.m., the door opened with a soft jingle. A man walked in. No entourage. No designer flash. Just jeans, a plain black jacket, and a worn-out beanie. It was Keanu Reeves. He smiled politely at the host. "Hey, table for one?" Even celebrities are treated differently at Celestia. The manager whispered orders, and within seconds, Keanu was seated by the window, Maya's section. "Lucky you," another server said, half joking. "Try not to spill anything on *John Wick." Maya adjusted her apron. Her heart pounded, not from excitement, but from fear. The last time she served a celebrity, she got yelled at for bringing tap water. She approached quietly. "Hi, welcome to Celestia. Can I get you started with something to drink?" Keanu looked up, instantly noticing her hand resting on her lower back, the slight wince in her posture. "How are you doing?" he asked gently. Maya blinked. That wasn't normal. Most customers never ask that. "I'm all right," she said, forcing a smile. "Water to start?" Keanu smiled back. "Sure. But only if you promise to take a break afterward. You look like you've been on your feet for hours." She chuckled nervously. 6 hours. "And 6 months," she added, pointing to her belly. "Congratulations," he said warmly. "That's amazing. Do you know if it's a boy or girl?" "Girl. Do you have a name?" She paused, thinking. "Hope." Keanu's smile softened. "That's beautiful. Really." Silent compassion. Keanu observes the truth. As Maya served other tables, Keanu kept a quiet eye on her. He saw everything. The way she smiled at rude guests, the way her manager scolded her for being slow, the way she leaned on counters between orders just to catch her breath. No complaints. No drama. Just silent struggle. At one point, she refilled Keanu's glass, and he asked, "Do you get breaks here?" She shook her head. "Not really. There's no time. It's a luxury place, not a kind one." Keanu didn't say anything right away. He just nodded slowly, brows furrowed. "That's not okay," he finally said. "It's just how things are," Maya replied. "It shouldn't be." The moment that changed everything. Minutes later, Maya was carrying a large tray, 3 wine glasses and a bottle, heading toward a VIP table. That's when it happened. She misstepped. Her tired foot caught the corner of a mat. Her balance shifted. The tray tilted. Time slowed. But before she hit the ground, a pair of arms reached her. Keanu had moved fast. In one smooth motion, he caught her by the elbow, steadying her just before she could fall. The tray crashed. The bottle shattered. Glass spread across the floor. The room froze. Her manager stormed in. "Maya, that was a $300 bottle. What are you doing?" "Don't," Keanu said firmly, stepping between them. The manager stared, caught off guard. "She nearly fell. She's pregnant. And you're yelling about a wine bottle." The entire restaurant stared. "You should be helping her," Keanu added, voice calm but stern. "Not humiliating her." The manager's mouth opened, then closed. Keanu bent down, helped Maya stand straight, and said, "You okay?" She nodded, stunned. A private conversation outside. After his meal, Keanu asked Maya if she could step outside for a second. Terrified she was about to lose her job, she followed. But instead of reprimanding her, Keanu handed her a napkin, folded neatly. Inside was a check. $20,000. Maya gasped. "I can't take this," she whispered. "You can. And you will," Keanu said softly. "It's not charity. It's belief. I believe in you." Tears welled up in her eyes. "I've seen a lot of people in this city," he continued. "But rarely do I see someone working this hard for someone they haven't even met yet. You're already a great mom." Maya tried to speak but couldn't. Keanu gently added, "Take some time off. Get off your feet. You shouldn't have to do this alone." She finally asked, "Why are you doing this?" He looked out at the street. "When I was growing up, my mother worked 3 jobs. I remember falling asleep on diner booths while she cleaned floors. I couldn't help her then, but maybe I can help someone now." A life transformed. Maya's next chapter. 2 weeks later, Maya quit the restaurant. She enrolled in an online graphic design course, a passion she'd left behind. She set up a little corner in her apartment as a workspace. For the first time in years, she felt free. 3 months later, she gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. Hope. Healthy. Strong. Everything Maya had prayed for. She sent a handwritten thank you letter to Keanu's management team, not expecting a reply. A month later, a small box arrived at her apartment. Inside was a delicate silver necklace. One word engraved. Hope. No note. No signature. But she didn't need one. The world finds out. Viral video. Maya never told anyone. She didn't post about it. She wasn't chasing fame. But someone else had captured the moment. Keanu stepping in, shielding her from her manager, helping her to her feet. The clip went viral weeks later. This is what real men do. Keanu Reeves, class act, always. The world doesn't deserve this man. Millions watched it. The video trended for days. But Keanu never commented. He didn't make a post. He didn't seek credit. Because that's not why he did it. Epilogue. An interview months later. Months later, in a quiet interview for an unrelated movie, a journalist asked Keanu, "You've been called the kindest man in Hollywood. Why do you think that is?" Keanu smiled humbly. "I just try to treat people like people. You never know what someone's going through. Sometimes the smallest act of kindness can make the biggest difference." He didn't mention Maya. Because real heroes don't need a spotlight. Closing narration. Maya's story isn't just about a celebrity's good deed. It's about hope. It's about seeing someone, really seeing them, and choosing compassion over convenience. Keanu Reeves didn't just help a pregnant woman. He reminded the world what it means to be human. And because when you finally see those who are invisible to the world, you have the power to change everything. If you enjoyed this story, we have many more that will warm your heart. Click the screen to explore more stories of hope, compassion, and resilience.